We ended up taking the students to Washington, D.C. To work with a church called Waterfront Church. That was a new church plant, and they are still in the beginning stages, meeting in a hotel there in Washington, D.C., and we got to be the guerrilla marketing team.
We hung 8,000 door hangers, and the typical group hangs out 5,000 in 5 days, and we did that in 3 days.
As we were walking around, if we came to like a school or a hospital or something like that, we got the opportunity just to like sit down in front of it and just to pray over it and pray over the people that worked there.
Before the trip, we all had a sentence that said our vision for the trip is, and we had to fill in the blank. A lot of people was to work together and just be the hands and feet for God and just really love others.
So we were walking at the Smithsonian and there was a war veteran that was homeless on the street. I walked up to him and just kind of asked him about what's happened in his life. He told me about where he went, what he did, and he said that he lost his house, lost his wife, lost a lot of money. I said, hey, do you mind if I pray for you? And he said, that'd be awesome, I really need that.
I learned to be more outgoing and everything, and I made a lot more friends. I wasn't really close with anybody here, but now I'm really close with everybody.
I kind of feed on human interaction, and so it was really hard not only walking 60 miles but also not having human interaction. We were just going door to door, and sometimes people really wouldn't care to hear what you had to say.
You are going to get rejected sometimes. When you're trying to talk to people, not everybody wants to hear about the message, but that's okay. Just move on and look for people that want to hear.
Even when you're physically and mentally exhausted, that's when God can do His best work in you and can make you stronger.
The small things that you do can help a church. Handing out flyers doesn't seem like a huge thing to us, but it made a huge impact on them, on their community, and it brought people to Christ.
You don't always have to see the results for God to work. We didn't really see anything happen, but we know that lives were changed.
Most people feel like you have to go out far and do these amazing things when really, if you wanted to, you can just look around Lubbock. You have to have your eyes and heart open to what God has for you, and it's not always out across the country.
The students were already leaders in the fact that they just stepped out and did what they had to do, and since then they have grown tremendously in their leading of the group.
Sometimes in our church environments and our culture, students are given a rap that, well, they're not mature enough, they're not old enough, wise enough, anything like that to be able to do certain things. And I watched 12 students, 3 adults, walk around D.C. all day in the hot and the humidity, and they did that with a smile on their face. There was energy and excitement. And even after all of that, they were still telling people about Jesus. There was still interaction when it came to seeing people on the metro, to seeing people in the restaurants, and just loving God and loving people. And that was amazing for me to see that out of the lives of students.